Sometime in roughly the next 48 hours, a group of Bitcoin nodes will start rejecting valid Bitcoin blocks on purpose. That is not a bug, and it is not a hack. It is a deadline written into a software proposal called BIP 110, and the block that triggers it, block 961,632, is projected to land this weekend. Here's the shape of it. First, what BIP 110 actually does and why the biggest names in Bitcoin are publicly fighting about it. Second, the numbers, because the minor vote is not close. And third, the one question that matters if you hold any Bitcoin at all: what happens to your coins if the chain splits? That answer is at the end, and it is calmer than the headlines want you to feel. First, the proposal. BIP 110 is, on paper, a spam filter. It would temporarily restrict the ways people embed non-financial data in Bitcoin transactions. Most outputs capped at 34 bytes. The old 83-byte limit restored on OP return. Certain witness data capped at 256 bytes, and some taproot features used for inscriptions restricted. The backers are not random accounts. Luke Dashjr, one of the longest-serving Bitcoin developers, and Adam Back, the chief executive of Blockstream, argue Bitcoin is money, not a hard drive, and the spam is crowding out the monetary use case. The opposition is just as heavyweight. Michael Saylor, whose company holds more Bitcoin than any other public entity, says the proposal turns a spam dispute into a consensus change that would invalidate currently valid fee-paying transactions. Jameson Lopp warns it signals that the protocol can be altered to censor transactions someone finds undesirable, which erodes the entire pitch of permissionless money. Notice what this fight actually is. It is not left versus right. It is a fight over who gets to define what Bitcoin is for, settled not by a board vote, but by code and hash power. Keep that in mind, because the hash power has spoken. Second, the numbers. For BIP 110 to activate cleanly, it needed 55% of blocks signaling support in the voluntary window. On Monday, Saylor posted the running tally. At block 961,022, 38 signals. That is 2.7%, not 55, 2.7. He told the backers, in one word, to stand down, because here is the mechanism everyone is watching. When block 961,632 arrives, nodes running the BIP 110 software begin rejecting blocks that do not signal support. With support this low, that does not force the network to change. It carves the strict nodes off onto their own minority track, the same dynamic that gave us the Bitcoin Cash split in 2017. Meanwhile, the market has barely flinched. Bitcoin sits near 64,900, up almost 3% on the week, helped by Friday's ugly jobs report. The economy lost 23,000 jobs in July when it was expected to add 80,000, and futures now price about 56% odds that the Federal Reserve pauses in September. ETF inflows continue. Whales are accumulating. Ether trades near 1,910. The market is telling you it expects this fork to fizzle. The question is, what you should do if the market is wrong. Third, your coins. Here is the payoff, and it is the calm part. If you hold Bitcoin in your own wallet, a chain split does not delete anything. Your keys are valid on both sides of any split, the way holders in 2017 ended up with both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. The real risks live at the edges. Exchanges can pause deposits and withdrawals around the fork block. A minority chain with 2% of hash power is slow, unstable, and an easy target, and replay confusion in the first days is where careless money gets lost. The boring playbook is the strong one. Know where your coins are. Do not rush transactions through the fork window, and treat any minority chain coins as found money, not a trading thesis. What you are really watching this weekend is Bitcoin's immune system running a live drill. A rule change with heavyweight sponsors and near zero consensus is about to hit the chain and most likely bounce off. That is not drama. That is the security model working. None of this is financial advice. It is the mechanics, so the headlines cannot scare you into a mistake. So here's the question. If two of the most credible builders in Bitcoin can propose a change, and 97% of the network can shrug it off, who actually governs this thing? Nobody or everybody? Put your answer in the comments and defend it because I read them. Blue pill. The fork fizzles, the filter dies. Bitcoin proved it cannot be captured. Move on. Red pill. The fact that it got this far means the culture war over what Bitcoin is for has only started, and the next proposal will be better organized. Both readings are honest. Pick one. We drop 3 briefs a day on this channel. Macro at 7, crypto at 9, and AI at 11 Eastern Time. The AI brief is 2 hours out, and it involves Elon Musk building his own chip factory. The timeline keeps moving. We will see you in the next one.